Well, hello, good morning, afternoon, and evening, whenever you see this. This is Dee with the older INFP insights. I've been meaning to do this video. I would do more videos, I would just say, if didn't have to have nice setups and whatnot. It's too hot to go outside, and I'm most definitely not going to show myself. I don't feel like getting dressed. It's too hot to go outside. It's been hot for a long time. I'm just going to show you how I live. Just look at my sock video if you haven't seen that. But I'm just going to show the wall. I may regret it one day. Probably not. My coffee table is how I organize. But anyway, this is how I live. I want to do a video on the compatibility between the INFP and the ISTJ from my personal experience. Might be short because we actually, for long term, are not very compatible. I've had two very good relationships with ISTJs and long-term relationships that didn't last, but whatever. We are initially drawn to each other, initially get along very well, and because we are different, we offer each other what the other one does not have, which they say opposites attract. This is a good example of opposites attracting. The two and probably I know a whole lot of ISTJs. I don't associate with them anymore because I've learned not to. They're not dangerous or anything. We just don't get along for the long term. So I'd rather, and it was hard to get along with them after a while. So I want, the older I get, the easier I want my relationships of any kind to be. So I'll just hone in on two. One said that they enjoyed my sense of humor, which was translated a nice way of saying my quirkiness, my weirdness, my quirkiness, which is my sense of humor. I do have I see the world differently, and I just make fun of the whole world, and including myself. I say I'm an equal opportunity. Used to say I'm an equal opportunity offender. I don't mean to offend, but you know, I can laugh at myself and I laugh at everybody else too. Not at their expense, but if you're an INFP, you know what I'm talking about. So that person really enjoyed that. The second person really enjoyed my intelligence. I'm smart. I've learned since then, when someone says to me that I'm smart, I run. Because I figured that's not going to work out, and there's a good chance they might be an ISTJ. Interestingly enough, though, the ISTJ that liked my sense of humor did not like my intelligence. And the ISTJ who liked me because I'm smart, according to them, did not like my sense of humor. So they're not going to like both. I found that out, and they were exactly alike. The second one particularly, I'm like, you are just like so-and-so. You are just like, I've never seen, they're like twins. And I met them decades apart. And they're exactly alike, except one liked the smart part and the other liked the funny part. So anyway, and what the INFP, I think, and for me anyway, they found attractive, and it's not necessarily a conscious thing, but it is about the ISTJ, is that they come in handy a lot. They can fix things. I can screw in a light bulb. I do better at demolition. I do better at tearing things apart. Now, if you want to demo something, I'm the person to call. If you want something fixed, no. And to read directions, I don't even know what that is. And now things don't even come with directions. So you try to put a piece of furniture together nowadays, you don't get directions. You might get you get pictures, and that no, you need to spell that out to me. You need to do it for me. I'm trying right now. I sold my bike. Just as an aside, I sold my bike, and it's a mountain bike. I don't know why I thought I needed one, but I sold that, and I want another kind of bike. But the only kind I can find are online, and I'm not going to get one because it kept coming in a box, and I know I probably can't take it out of the box, let alone I know I can't assemble it. So that's one thing that I know it for me. Back when I was younger, decades ago, and as an adult, I find ISTJs to be very handy, very mechanical, very methodical, very organized, very not fun either. That my kind of fun, but kind of more on the serious side, more traditional. They're both traditional, but they can put things together. They can fix things. They can change the oil in the car. They can, if something breaks around the house, they can fix it. So yeah, I really enjoyed that part. They come in handy. I find that both of them, and this is just a sample of 2 out of billions of people in the world, they're hard workers. They make good livings. They tend to rise to the top of their profession. They're go-getters. Both of these actually got up at 4 in the morning. I don't know if that's an ISTJ thing. Put some comments below, and if you know any, and see how that goes. If that's an ISTJ thing, they get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and they're go-getter, like jump out of bed and let's go. I kind of wake up like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I get up at 6 in the morning, but don't ask me to do it. Like it's 4:30 right now, and I feel like doing something. Yeah, my brain wakes up. I'm on second shift. So that's another way. So there are ways that we find each other attractive. Now, what's not going to last about these relationships, or they're going to be tough. If it does last, it's going to be butting heads and a lot of compromises. ISTJs do not like to compromise, and they think they're right. And they think INFPs, or me at least, we're very lazy. Well, I don't know, I bounce out of bed. When I get up, I got to have my coffee. I got to work myself into the day. It's 4:30 p.m. right now, and I'm wide awake. I'm ready to go and do things. And right now, the ISTJs I've known, I'm laughing because 4:30, they're almost ready to go to bed, and I'm ready to go. So when they would come home from work, I say, let's go out. And they're like, I'm tired. And I'm like, well, I just woke up mentally. So that's how I think it's not compatible. I don't know how, I think it's compatible. I got along really well with the first ISTJ one time because we worked different shifts. Literally, I did work second shift. I've worked all shifts, and I was working second shift. And we got along really well because we never saw each other. I'm laughing now, but it was hard. I mean, I was like in my 20s, and it was like love. You know, we both thought each other were good looking and big match, and he was a good breadwinner or whatever you want to call it, and all this kind of stuff. But the only time we really got along really well was when I worked second shift and they worked first shift. We didn't see each other except on when we had the same days off. So yeah, this video's turned out longer than I thought. I'm talking slower than I thought I would, which is I'm in my element right now. Just chilling. This is what I do best. It's either make videos or it's watch videos. I'm on YouTube one way or the other. So I decided to turn the TV off and make this video. So I hope this made some kind of sense. We are compatible for the short term, and we're compatible as in we are opposite. We have the INFPs have the love for life, the not worrying about things, taking things easy, our childish wonder that we have about ourselves, which I think some call our sense of humor. Sometimes it's just we don't know any better and it comes out kind of funny. And to compensate, I know for myself, to compensate for it, I just laugh and pretend like I meant to make an idiot out of myself to start with and go with the flow. And that the ISTP does serve a purpose for the INFP. They go out and work, and they work hard, and they fix things really well. They are organized. Both like to have their clothes fit and crisp and ironed and all. And I just take things out of I just wash and take things out of the dryer. I did iron last week some t-shirts, of all things. They were a little bit too wrinkly. But yeah, I'm just lounging around in my socks here that I like. So, but like I said, for the long haul, it's going to be like a cat and dog. My cat and dog always got along with a cat and dog fight a lot of times. A lot of misunderstandings. You've got to understand that if you're with an ISTJ, family, friends, partner, whatever, co-worker, understand that about them. That they are going to push. They are going to think you're lazy. They wonder why. If it's a co-worker, they wonder why when you first get to work, you haven't done 4 hours of work in the first 10 minutes you've been there, kind of thing. They want to know why you want to go when they want to go to bed. You want to go. They want to go to bed, and you want to go out. So it's going to be complicated in that way. For me, I would have to say I'll take responsibility for me in the two relationships I'm talking about. I probably was the one that ended them. I mean, I got left. I'll just go ahead and say it. I got left, but I think I aggravated them enough because I just got to the point I didn't care. And I was going to do my thing. And they have no, or had no inclination to try to understand me. One said I was lazy all the time, and the other one said I was a pain in the butt. So maybe that means the same thing. No, and I believed it for years. I believed it forever until about last year. I'm just coming into myself now as I'm being older. Let's give you some insights. Just do you. I mean, you're not lazy. You're not lazy. You're not trifling. Something my mother used to call me, trifling. I think she was more of a ISFJ, but yeah, I was trifling. I got a lot of vocabulary words growing up being called things. You're not. Just keep that in mind. You INFPs, just keep that in mind. If anybody is watching this that's an ISTJ, understand this about INFPs. We are very smart. We work smarter than harder. Our lives go on in our heads. That's a big difference. ISTJ does things externally in the world. They're hard workers externally. They do physical labor. They like to be busy with their hands. INFPs are busy in their minds. Very busy in their minds. So it's an internal thing. Okay, I have talked way too much, about 8 minutes longer than I thought. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're enjoying the weather if you're in my hemisphere. I'm in the States and it is hot. I don't know how much more videos I'm going to be doing. Probably like this. It's kind of cool, I think, doing it like this. Please, if you liked it, comment below your thoughts, whether you agree, disagree, or in between, or your experiences. I like to hear your stories too. Subscribe if you want to hear more. Share. I do appreciate all the support I've gotten so far. I don't think it's support from me. I just think it's a safe place for INFPs to come. It's like our little support group that everybody else can be a part of. So anyway, I hope everybody's doing well, and until next time, stay safe.